morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. My name is Charles Drayton with Microsoft. I'd like to welcome you all today to the Dynamics 365 Contact Center Ask Me Anything edition. I'm really excited to have you today, and I'm really excited to do this AMA specifically for the contact center. It's been one of the areas that's gotten a lot of excitement, a lot of hype recently, and with a lot of excitement and hype are naturally going to be a lot of questions. So before we get started with everything, a couple of bits of housekeeping here. You may have noticed a link under the chat that will bring you over to the list of questions that are there. The questions we've already finalized. You've all submitted lots and lots of great questions that we're really excited to answer. So we have about 26 questions in total. So my ask of you is, just spend a minute going through the questions. If there are any really burning questions that you want us to make sure we get to, be sure to upvote them. There are 26 questions is a lot to answer the amount of time that we have, so we might not get to all of them. So my ask is, if there is something you absolutely positively want to see, definitely give it the thumbs up, and we'll make sure that when it gets closer to the top, we will get to that first. All right. So getting started here, why don't we go through some introductions for our guests for today? And we can do that while people go in and look through the list of questions. Kos, why don't you introduce yourself?
Wonderful. Hi, my name is Kos Srivastava. I am a principal product manager in the Dynamics Contact Center product space. I'm so excited to be here today. Just the questions we got are just so wonderful. I'd love to kind of share more about what we're doing in autonomous agents, in the omni-channel space. So looking forward to having this conversation.
Awesome. Thanks, Kos. Alpana?
Thank you so much, Charles. What a wonderful audience we have today. Super excited to be here with all of you. I'm partner product management for Dynamics 365 contact centers. As Kos mentioned, we are super excited to be sharing with you what we are working on the contact center space, how we are transforming the space with our AI-first capabilities that are infused throughout the end-to-end journey for your end customers with agents. So thank you so much for being us with here today, and looking forward to the amazing questions that you have all put up in there.
Excellent. Thank you, Alpana. Edgar.
Hey everyone, my name is Edgar Wilson. I'm a principal program manager on the Dynamics 365 customer service and contact center team. So very excited to get this forum kicked off. A lot of great questions that I saw come through. So excited to get you all answers to those burning questions. So thank you for having me, Charles and Lydia.
No problem. Thank you, Edgar. Joe.
Hi, everyone. Very nice to meet you. My name is Joe Whedon. I'm also a principal product manager. I'm on Alpana's team, and I work on the contact center with a specific focus on the digital channels, so live chat, SMS, WhatsApp, and so on. I also work on some of the autonomous agents as well that we'll be talking to you about today. So look forward to this session.
Excellent. Thank you, Joe. And finally, Tom.
Right. You saved the best for last. So.
Sure did.
How's everybody doing? I am Tom Neary. I've been in the contact center space for over 30 years. So, most recently, I'm leading up the team of product managers for Dynamics Contact Center voice agents and IVR. So, as everybody else, I'm really excited to partake in this. And, there was some really awesome questions that came in and some that are very topical. So looking forward to the next hour.
Excellent. And Tom, what stadium is that?
It's the only stadium that matters. Yankee Stadium.
Oh, I knew it. I'm from Queens. And so, I'm a Citi Field kind of guy myself. I was, I might have to skip you over for some questions. I don't know. We'll need to talk about this, but that's okay. We love New York anyway, so it's all right.
We'll talk later, Charles.
Go Mets! All right. And then for support, we have the rest of the team. We have Alistair, Lydia, and Dwayne, and they are going to be duly responsible for making sure that we run things nice and smoothly. So with that said, if you would not mind putting the list of questions on the screen.
Coming up, 1 second.
Great. Okay. The very first question that we have is, many contact centers provide proactive outreach to their customers instead of being reactive. Is there anything Dynamics 365 Contact Center that provides for these types of use cases?
I can take that one. So again, Edgar Wilson here. So absolutely. So proactive engagement is a core capability in Dynamics 365 Contact Center that's meant to help businesses reach out to their customers before they ask for help, which will transform service from being reactive to predictive. And it encompasses the ability to create low-code journeys for your customers for outbound messaging, SMS. You can also connect an IVR to it to perform outbound. It also provides AI-generated personalization and timing for when that outreach actually occurs. So it enables you to do that. Also provides scalable automation with human fallback. So if at any point the proactive outreach has an IVR and you need to escalate to an agent, it provides for that. And it also provides real-time signal detection. So if there's a service issue or certain customer behaviors occur that need to escalate to an agent, that is also provided for you. So the answer is absolutely, and it's currently in public preview, GAing later this year. And we've had a lot of customers that have seen a lot of great business impact from it.
That's a really, really great answer. And I know it's something that's been requested for a long time. I think one of the trends that we've seen more recently is this idea of service is sales, sales is service, and the two often intersect with each other. So for things that are often transactional in nature, you treat it like a call center. So you're going outbound and you're saying, hey, I'd like to sell this thing to you very fast, or I'd like to provide this service, which is, in fact, something that is productized. So a lot of the use cases, particularly with like smaller, more transactional organizations, are going to be really, really excited by some of the things that we have coming up for that. So thank you, Edgar.
Yep.
Perfect. Question number 2.
Hey, Charles,
yes.
Just would like to add a couple of cents. As Edgar mentioned, this capability is already in public preview. So there is plenty of documentation which is available on our website. There are a couple of blogs that have been posted by the product managers who are working on this. So if you are super interested in this capability, would love for you to sign up for public preview and provide us the feedback. We're excited to be learning from the customers who are onboarding in public preview.
Mm-hmm.
And Charles, is there a way for us to share some of these links with the audience? If yes, perhaps we can do that as well.
Yeah, I believe so. Dwayne, Alistair, do you happen to have a mechanism for that?
Yeah, if you,
Alpana,
if you message it directly to me, I can put it straight into the chat for folks.
Excellent. Let me do that. Thank you.
Okay. Perfect. All right, next question. Currently, ACS is used to connect a trunk to Dynamics 365 Contact Center with call recording build pay-as-you-go. A preview feature allows Operator Connect via the Teams Admin Center using resource accounts to link Dynamics 365 Contact Center instead. How do you think this will affect call recording and its pricing, considering that ACS is no longer required in this use case? Tom, why don't you take this one?
So I'll correct this, and I love it. I love the question, so it's because it's a good answer. But let me start with, we have, I don't know if everybody's aware, but we have this great new offering. It's in public preview. It actually goes generally available end of this month. It's the ability to connect Dynamics Contact Center with your Teams phone system, which most people have in place already. So you could use Teams phone system now in place of Azure Communication Services, or ACS, for all of your telephony connectivity. So what that means is, for customers that already are using Teams phone, there's no need to configure up a different phone environment like ACS. It's simple to configure the voice channel now in Dynamics to Teams. using your phone licenses, and you provide now connectivity options like Teams calling plan, Teams direct routing, and as I think mentioned in this question, Operator Connect. So, the good answer here is now that when you're using Teams phone system, you no longer will be billed for your call recordings as you are with ACS. So I think hopefully that'll be very positive. And, we anticipate, most of the new deployments, once this goes generally available, to be deployed using Teams phone system.
It's really, really exciting news. I'm sure a lot of people will be happy about that. Okay. No one else has anything to add? We'll move on to the next question here. All right. QMS is something that's been around for a while, quality management. And I know it's often been something that third parties have taken on. But I think a big question now is, are there, or what plans, if any, are there for any further development of quality management functionality and features that might be first party? Or do you see it as being something that continues to be primarily a third party add-in solution, or both?
Yeah, so I'll take that one, Charles.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'll take that one. So, later this year, we are slated to build or release an agent specifically for gauging quality in customer conversations and cases. So it'll automatically perform the assessment on agent customer interactions, use AI and sentiment analysis to evaluate the tone, responsiveness, and resolution quality provided by the agent or support rep in this case. And it can also generate agent quality scores and coaching recommendations. However, in May, we did release our workforce management solution, which kind of accrues to this quality management feature. And that also encompasses user and role management. So you can assign agents and supervisors with appropriate security roles and resource scheduling specifics. You can also provide skill and proficiency mapping for individual service reps. Work hours and scheduling, so being able to schedule, also time off requests if there are shift swaps that need to occur between service reps, that can also happen. And also, a big component of this is the forecast and demand planning. So you can predict workload across channels, whether that's voice, chat, email, etc. And you can align staffing levels based on that forecasting demand. And it also provides real-time adherence monitoring as well to track agent activity versus scheduled tasks and provide supervisors with an all-up view of the quality and health of the contact center organization. So a lot of exciting announcements. Again, workforce management was released in general availability in May. And be on the lookout within the release planner for updates on when we'll actually ship the quality features that we're currently building.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you, Edgar. So I'm going to call an audible here because some of the things that you said actually relate to another question that I saw a little further down that I thought was really interesting. And that is, how might, and I'm going to paraphrase this a little bit, how might some of the Copilot agent capabilities fit into a QMS in the sense of, for example, adherence to a script? Have I asked the right questions? Have I gotten the right prompts? Right now there are these sort of real-time capabilities that exist for the agent, but is there something that exists that can help with being able to basically look afterwards and say, here are the right things you've said, here are the things, here are the opportunities for improvement, anything like that can fit into a QMS paradigm?
Yeah, absolutely. So that is something that's also being built directly into the quality solution that we're building. So you're actually able to dictate as an organization your evaluation criterion for cases and conversations, regardless of channels. So as an organization, you're able to dictate not only the tone or was the resolution spot on for what the customer needed, but also this can work with AI agents as well. So let's say you've deployed an AI agent and you want to be able to kind of see the evaluation based on, that specific agent, would also provide for that. And all of the evaluation criterion, again, is completely configurable and up to the organization. So that's kind of the, end to end for what we're providing from a quality standpoint. And we also are infusing generative AI across the board within that solution as well. So it will be a part of our autonomous agent feature set, so to speak.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I think that's something that's potentially huge. I mean, if you've ever used products like Yelp, it's not exactly a service thing, but it allows you to have an agent basically there saying, are you mentioning all of the right things during your review? Have you talked about ambiance? Have you talked about the food? Have you talked about the service? Have you talked about the location? And it basically tells you afterwards, here's some opportunities to enhance what your review is. I definitely see a parallel between that and looking and saying from a service standpoint, have you gone through all of the different checkboxes, the things that we think you should do to provide it like the world-class customer service that we think is a standard?
Absolutely. Yeah. And this will also encompass, forgot to mention, from a supervisor standpoint, the ability to view all of these conversations and the evaluations within a dashboard that you can action on. So that's also a big part of that.
Perfect. So just for everybody.
Charles, just quickly, very well said, Edgar. Charles, the scenarios that you mentioned are the scenarios that we have been hearing as well. So script adherence, compliance, not only that, we're also hearing new innovations because of the AI space on voice as well. Like, for example, detecting you're speaking too fast or you're speaking too slow, some of those scenarios as well. So this space is going through a lot of innovation and transformation, more so specifically with the help of the AI and LLMs that are coming up. So if you wish to partner on innovating in the space and designing the product capabilities as we are working through those right now, please reach out to us. We are we welcome any kind of feedback, any kind of scenarios that we can hear from you, which can help us transform this space.
Excellent. Thanks, guys. Okay. Lydia will have put out the links for anything that we're referencing here in the Q&A tool. So you guys should be able to see them once they are posted. So just wanted to let you know that as well. All right. Next question. AI agents are all the rage, and I've heard things like the autonomous contact center. Can you share your plans for AI agents? Kos, I do believe that is in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, perfect. No, this is my favorite question. AI agents are all the rage, so I'm excited to so that there's that sense in the community as well. So you might have heard the phrasing at sort of Ignite and then at Build and all these other conferences. We're trying to imagine the future of the contact center, and AI agents play a big role in it, in what we call the autonomous contact center. And the focus that we're trying to make is more and more conversations are going to get handled by what we call these AI agents, right? Both in self-service and in a way that's very natural language, very capable. We're all having these conversations with like Copilot, ChatGPT. That level of natural conversation is what we need to bring to our customers, but in a way that's grounded to the company's organizational data, right? Their knowledge articles, their operating procedures, their actions, as well as in a way that's self-learning. That's been one of the hardest part, where we've had chatbots and IVRs in the past, but just the cost of maintaining them and manually updating them, or even writing new knowledge articles to try to keep it up to date, is just very laborious, and just doesn't happen. So when we think about our new AI agents in the space, if you saw the release in Ignite last year of Customer Intent Agent and Customer Knowledge Management Agent, they come together to create this conversational and self-evolving, self-learning contact center that helps increase self-service success. The same capabilities are actually available to the customer support rep as well, so they can see the intent determination, the intent interviews, the questions that they should ask next to solve the customer issue, so it decreases handling time. And then last one, if you're actually using our Dynamics 365 customer service as your case management tool, then the case management agent actually takes on all of the burden of doing the case processing from case creation to update to resolution, follow-up, and closure. So the future of the contact center is going to be where AI agents play a big part. So I would love, feedback as people go through the previews, reach out to me, share feedback on how it's working out so we can improve them.
Great, great. So I know a few of you so far have said, hey, we'd love to hear back from you from the previews and from how you've been using features. Do you have a preferred channel for people reaching out to share some of their feedback or thoughts?
Yeah, there's multiple. I think the best one would be we have our community sort of forums, be it in some ideas or even just emails. I think would be great. So I think we can kind of follow up with what are the preferred places on chat, and then we'll keep monitoring those.
Excellent. All
A lot
right.
of folks have also reached out to us on LinkedIn. Many of us are very active on LinkedIn as well, so feel free to just ping us on LinkedIn too.
All right. Thanks, guys. All right. Wow. Okay. So the next set of questions, somebody really, really, really likes WhatsApp. Like really likes WhatsApp. Joe, I believe that this is going to be in your wheelhouse because he ended up getting a whole lot of WhatsApp questions. So the first one here, and why don't you take them all while we're on top of this here, Joe? The WhatsApp integration with Twilio doesn't really support the status of messages such as failed, read, unread, delivered. When do you intend to support this?
Thanks for it. So I want to say thank you to Suyash, who obviously loves WhatsApp because he's posted many questions on this topic, and as well as others. And actually, this is really great. So thank you very much for these questions, because WhatsApp is an area that we're super excited about. So there are a whole number of questions on WhatsApp, and I'm actually going to address them all in one go rather than sort of piecemeal as we go through. But I want to say, before I do that, I just want to say that WhatsApp is a super important channel for us because it is just the fastest growing B2C channel out there, period, right? 3 billion monthly active users, 200 million enterprises using WhatsApp. It's super important for our customers. We've had this integration with Twilio for a while, but since April this year, we actually went GA with WhatsApp, a first-party WhatsApp implementation on Azure Communication Services. And that is much easier for our customers to set up. And it puts us in a much better position to be able to build on top of that and provide even more kind of rich features on top of that on top of that channel. It's actually our fastest growing channel right now. We only went into into GA a couple of months ago, and we already have 50 customers implementing it. So we've been really happy and enthused by the result there. The first party offering is going to be our path forwards. So the Twilio integration, it's not going away. We will still support it for many years to come. There are customers using it, but we are not going to invest in it. We are going to be investing in the first party offering because it's much more powerful for our customers. And so we're going to be adding things. We're looking to add things like rich media messaging, voice calling, proactive outbound messaging, hopefully all over the next year or so. So that's kind of what I wanted to say up front. Going to the questions that you had. So the first one was, I'll read them out as I go through them. So the first one was the WhatsApp integration with Twilio doesn't really support the status of messages such as failed, read, unread, and delivered. When do you intend to support this? So as I just said, we're not intending to build any further on the Twilio integration. We'll be building on the first party integration. We support sent from an agent to the C2 and an error message if the message failed to send, but we don't support read and unread yet. Those are under consideration for Wave 1 in 2026. So keep an eye on the roadmap for those. The next one, actually, this wasn't quite WhatsApp, it was sort of related to WhatsApp, but I'll cover it anyway, was in the release planner. messaging API was an item that was supposed to be public preview. I see some components pushed as solutions yet couldn't find any documentation to use the API. For our chat and WhatsApp, we would like to check if a customer has responded or not and drive actions. So on the messaging API, yes, you're absolutely right. It was supposed to be public preview by now. We've had a couple of issues with it, and so we just delayed the public preview a little bit. But it is going public preview by the end of this month. So please just keep an eye out. That will get pushed out pretty soon. We have had a couple of customers on the private preview who have had successful integrations. So we're very excited, and we have lots of really important learnings from that. So we're really excited about bringing the public preview out later this month. The next one was WhatsApp and Copilot Studio. How do we use Copilot Studio to send WhatsApp pictures while talking to a customer? Currently, we are using Twilio APIs, and then the messages sent by Copilot through the APIs aren't visible to the agents in the customer chat. So we're actually going to be supporting rich messages on the chat widget, and that's coming out public preview later this year. And then we're intending to extend that to WhatsApp, the first-party WhatsApp implementation, on or before April 2026. So you'll see those that coming out kind of over the next 8 to 9 months. That will support both AI agents and customer support representatives to be able to send out rich messages and rich links. The next one was reporting on WhatsApp, an overview of all the unread messages per agent for supervisors, average agent response time per message, and response time distribution. I assume the question is when are these going to be supported? They're not supported today, actually, for just in general, not just specifically for WhatsApp. Again, these are under consideration for the first half of next year. So again, keep an eye out on the roadmap. We've had the same feedback from other customers, and so we are looking at those as well. The next one is, I've noticed that Copilot AI agents linked to a workstream face challenges with WhatsApp and live chat's asynchronous message handling, such as duplicate messages, mixed up order, or skipped questions. Are there any upcoming plans to improve how Copilot AI agents interact with these asynchronous channels? Yes, we are aware of some of these issues, particularly around the message ordering, and we are actually doing some work already on that. So you should expect some updates to that over the course of the next few months up until the end of this calendar year, sort of improving some of these challenges. We are aware that there are challenges there with async channels. The next one, and I think this is the last one, is when an agent sends a template message, the translation service is translated anyway, and the 24-hour template messages failed. Should the translation service turn off automatically for messages sent outside 24 hours? That one is I would encourage you to reach out to your support representative. That's not so much as like a feature question as it sounds like it's just a problem that you're facing. So please file an ICM for that one. I think that's all the WhatsApp ones, unless you're going to correct me, Charles. I will hand back to you.
I believe that is all of them. So I think we are good. I will say I was not expecting Twilio and WhatsApp questions to be the most common type of question on our AMA. It's definitely not on my bingo card. But here we are. But thank you. I really, really appreciate that. All right, next question related to chat. How do we add phone numbers or pattern validation on pre-conversation surveys natively? Okay, Joe.
I think that's you again. Yes. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to that. So yeah, okay, yeah. So I assume this question is around around live chat. Well, excuse me, web chat. Yeah. So there is a way of doing it. It's not kind of native. It's not in the documentation. We can actually basically help you out here by providing we can provide you with an adaptive card for the pre-chat survey that can do the pattern matching. What I encourage you to do is to reach out to your support team and ask for that. Basically say, like, can you help us with pattern validation for the pre-chat survey, and we can provide you a solution for that.
Excellent, Joe. You're off the hot seat for now. All right. And now on the hot seat, Tom, Mr. Yankee. For the voice channel, a consultative transfer to an external number starts a new call rather than linking it to the consult. While enabling bridge transfers for the channel threads, while enabling bridge transfer for the channel threads the calls, it also records the entire external call, which is not ideal. Is this intentional? And if so, are there workarounds to have the call transfer seamlessly but not record external conversations? Oof.
All right, that's a mouthful there. So I guess let me summarize. So I guess one, yeah, this is a question that tends to come up. So thanks for this one. Today, when you perform an external bridge transfer, right? So when you do a bridge transfer and you transfer externally out to a contact outside of Dynamics Contact Center, and you have recording turned on the voice channel, yes, it is recorded. The good news is that we have a couple of ways that we're addressing this, because this has been a signal from customers to date. So first, let me start with a feature. We have two things. So I'll start with, we have a feature today in private preview. It's called Secure Consult, where recording and transcription settings will be associated to your contact. So you can have an external contact. That contact will have some, now security settings, and there is, do you want to record? Do you want to transcribe the conversation if you consult and transfer externally? So you can turn that off and disable. So now you can configure that external contact. When you transfer out, it will not record. So that will come. That's in private preview today. It will go public preview in Q4 of the calendar year. And really, like a common use case for some people, if they're not aware of this, might be if you're using a payment gateway, and today you're doing an external, you have that conversation going on, you do an external transfer to that payment gateway, bridge it in, consult it in, and then disconnect it. That will be recording. You don't want to record credit card numbers and CVV codes and all that. So this feature will resolve that issue specifically for contacts and external transfers and bridged. In addition to that, just last week, we actually released 2 new APIs that will enable you to pause and resume recording. So while this can apply to this use case of external transfers, what it does is go much more broader. So even if you're not externally, but you're doing something and you want to programmatically pause and resume sections of the conversation based maybe on what an agent's doing or control that an agent presses, you now have that capability programmatically to use these APIs, as a control to pause and then resume the recording. So, you can create a custom action for the customer service rep, and then, that custom action could be transfer button, could be anything else. And what I will do is since that is now generally available, I will give Lydia the link to the Learn Docs for those APIs so that anybody interested in those APIs can go and take a look at them. So I think really, really good news on this one. So thanks for the question, because it does come up frequently, and I think we have a great path forward.
Perfect. Thank you, Tom. And to see those links, be sure to check out the Q&A section. Okay, next question. Ooh, back to you, Edgar. Is there a way for supervisors to release conversations that are first picked up by Copilot Studio and are with the bot, as the bot is waiting for a customer response?
Yes, so the answer is absolutely. So supervisors can monitor and take action on conversations that are in a waiting state, such as when a Copilot Studio agent is waiting on a customer response. So obviously within the dashboard, the omnichannel real-time analytics dashboard, you're able to view waiting conversations. You can access the full transcript of those conversations, and then you can actually take action on them. So you could take over the chat from the agent directly within that, or transfer the conversation to another service rep. And this is directly available, again, within the omnichannel real-time analytics dashboard. And not only can you do that for AI agents, you can also do it for service reps as well. So all of that is directly baked into that dashboard.
Great. And this is something that I think is really going to be appreciated by customers. I think sometimes the reasons why agents get a bad rap nowadays is because they've become such strong gatekeepers that many times people are in this infinite loop. I'll give you an example. There's a mail company who shall remain nameless, and and I used them the other day, and I was on the chat with them, and I was like, where's my package? And it's okay, give me your package number. Okay, fine. So I give it, and they said, okay, it's over here. They were about to deliver it to the wrong address. I have no idea what address it was. I've never seen it before in my life. I said, it's the wrong address. The generative AI in it was not capable of answering that kind of question.
Right.
So I said, I want to talk to somebody. It said, you can't talk to anybody because we've already given you the tracking number. You already know everything you need to know about it. There's no one else to talk to. So the only way to get around it ultimately was to basically try and trick it by saying, oh no, I received someone else's package and I need to forward it to elsewhere. And then it got someone involved. So having something like that, where you have a supervisor who can see when there is this repetitive conversation that's going on, to basically intercept it and say, okay, something's getting lost here along the way, will really help to create a better customer experience overall, I think, and help to alleviate some of these issues with these agents.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, you can monitor the sentiment, some of the call metrics that are associated with that as well. So it provides a ton of insight into the conversation. So you have a better way of discerning whether or not you need to get involved as a supervisor. So all of that is available.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, don't go anywhere, Edgar. Next question is also for you.
All right.
Regarding the omnichannel ongoing conversation dashboard, how can we search conversations using phone numbers or customer names?
Yes, so that is currently not available out of the box in the ongoing dashboard, and something that we should look to incorporate. So thank you first and foremost for the feedback. You do have a way to configure that directly within Power BI, so you can kind of take the report and create a net new report, which allows you to surface and search on those specifics. But it's not something that we provide out of the box today, unfortunately. You can search on the customer, conversation specifics, as well as case details, but not yet those attributes that were just named. So thank you for the feedback, and we'll look to incorporate that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Edgar. All right, next question. This one relates to the inbox. Is there a way to see unread messages only? Conversations currently are limited to 3 views: assigned, unassigned, and closed. Is that an option? And if not, is it on a roadmap? Kos?
Yeah, it's a great question. So inbox definitely is a great, it's an investment area for us where we want to make all your work show up across conversations, sync conversations, async conversations, cases, emails, tasks, custom entities, all show up in one Outlook style inbox. So unread is a capability we came out with where you have messages that came in that you haven't read, shows up just like in Teams and Outlook with a blue bubble and it's unread. So there is a filter on unread where you can just go in your inbox and see read or unread or all, and you can just filter by unread. That should give you a very quick glance into seeing all unread messages. One of the other aspects of this question is that there were only 3 views out of the box: the assigned, open, assigned, unassigned, and closed. So actually, with the October release, we're actually adding the ability to add custom views and advanced filtering, even for conversations. So then we can do channel-specific views or any sort of, if you're able to express that logic as a sort of condition builder in the admin settings, that you should be able to see it show up in inbox. So keep using inbox and let us know any more feedback or questions. And as the October bits drop, hopefully this addresses the being able to create more views.
Great. Yeah, I think custom views is probably an even better answer than just having more predefined ones. So that's really, really exciting. All right, you are now on the hot seat, Kos. All right, this one relates to custom presence. The workstream allows statuses such as busy, away, do not disturb. Isn't it possible to have the agent presence define which agent should have the conversations routed? So, for example, a role receptionist is filled by many users in rotation. The receptionist can change multiple times during the day. A user should be able to handle WhatsApp but not chat at reception, and can do both when they're not at reception. Any allowance for that?
Yeah, this is great. So we've definitely heard this feedback multiple times around, can we have channel-based presences or express more logic about segmenting presence according to business rules. So the good answer here is that we actually have a customization that our fast track team built out, and it's available online. I'll share that link where we've actually seen where what it allows you to do is that once you install the customization, once you're changing the presence, you can actually express by channel what your presence is going to be. So that way you can set something like chat. I'm available for chat, but I'm not available for WhatsApp, something like that. So I'll share that link, and we've seen that actually success. There's a success story out there with Gardens Alive where they're using this kind of solution to meet this kind of need. So I'll share that link, and hopefully this helps solve that issue.
Excellent. Ready for another one, Gus?
All right.
Is there a possibility to move CC functionalities to custom apps? For example, moving it to sales or marketing to make a call out of those apps instead of building sales and marketing into the CC, into the contact center?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we've definitely seen where customers want to take the best of contact center, right, and try to bring it into their existing applications. And we actually have a couple of different paradigms that we can try it with. The very first one I would say is we put out a feature it's in preview right now. I'll share the link as well, where now we actually allow any app, any custom app, right, or out of the box app, sales, marketing, or custom apps to be multi-session enabled. And that is one of the precursors that allow you to bring in omni-channel capabilities or the contact center capabilities, as well as the co-pilot capabilities that come with the contact center. And by enabling an app to become multi-session, then just using the experience profiles that we have in the contact center on Copilot Service Admin Center, you can just enable whatever channels you want for that particular custom app. So that would be the simplest way to try to get contact center capabilities into your custom app by just making them multi-session enabled. We also have some other capabilities, like we do have an embedded widget that allows you to sort of embed aspects of the contact center in different areas. This is something that we do particularly for, if you've seen our contact center, we have a widget and we have out-of-box integrations with sort of ServiceNow and Salesforce, where we can actually put the widget directly into that, into their open CTI provider. We can do the same thing with apps within Dynamics as well. So that would be another way where if you don't want to change your app to become multi-session enabled, you can get the widget hosted within the CTI panel, and it will bring all the best of contact center as well as Copilot directly within that. So those are the two ways, the sort of the app way or the embedded way. Both are supported. I can share more details about that.
Great. Yeah, I feel like this fits in really well with the broader appetite that we're seeing now, where you see a lot of the silos between sales and service breaking down, and people are saying, sometimes sales services and sometimes service sales. So having something like that where you can basically pick and choose what capabilities from each and then put it into exactly the right kind of experience is something where there's a real growing appetite for that. So I think that's really good news. All right, you're off the hot seat for now. But Edgar, your turn again. Is it possible for the contact center agents to sign in and out of queues? And if not, will this feature be added? Ooh, yeah, I've heard this one quite a few times.
Yeah, I have as well. So currently, this is not, we don't support manual signing in and out of queues. Instead, agent availability is managed through presence-based assignments. With this dynamically updates based on like the agent's connection status. Are they online or offline? Their capacity utilization, and then their manual presence. Are they available, busy, away, out of office, what have you? So this means agents can control their presence, but not explicitly opt in and out of specific queues. However, we are in the process of planning some enhancements to queue management in the upcoming release. So the three big things that we're working on are queue prioritization. So agents are routed work from higher priority queues first. We're also working on overflow handling, so conversations can be transferred between queues based on wait times, and then improve routing rules. So we're providing more granular control over how and when agents receive work. So a lot of enhancements that we're building into queue management itself, but manually signing in and out, that is not currently supported today.
So what do you recommend in the meantime? Agents, when they're out of the queue, basically just mark themselves as unavailable?
Yeah, just manual presence is probably the best route to go. So if you have your presence map, just move your presence to away and nothing will be routed to you if the queue dictates as such.
Okay, that's fair enough. Great. Okay. When using generative AI orchestration for voice, it takes several seconds before a reply is provided. Is there any way to play a processing message? And can the computation speed be increased somehow for a more fluid CX? I remember back in the day when that was happening, you would hear the little like typing sound to make it sound like the agent was actually typing something up. I kind of miss those days a little bit. But Joe, what do you think? Where are you on this?
It's funny you mentioned that, Charles, because actually we have a customer who still uses the typing sound and is actually very fond of it. So I don't know, maybe it's like one of these things that come back in cycles and they consider it a little bit retro. I'm really grateful for this question, actually, because this is, as well as doing the digital channels, I have this kind of side hustle on I'm bringing AI into voice and generative AI into voice. I think this question is actually about Copilot Studio, which I can't really comment on, but I can I can talk about what we're doing in Contact Center, which I think you'll find very interesting. So Kos was talking earlier about the autonomous agents and the customer intent agent, which we announced last year and has been in preview for a few months. We've just added voice to that preview literally this week, and it addresses some of these issues. So it builds upon the existing customer intent agent. So sort of a reminder of what that is it mines past conversations and creates this intent library, which is a list of all the reasons why someone may be calling a contact center. And what that allows us to do is it allows the self-service piece, so the voice agent that's talking to your customer, to automatically draw upon that set of intents without having to be pre-programmed. So if you think about a traditional IVR where you set up all the kind of static flows throughout the IVR, you set up all the topics, all the intents, and the flows that are associated with each of those. And that's a very laborious and expensive process. That is kind of stripped away. We make that so much simpler that we're basically mining the conversations and automatically identifying those topics. And automatically suggesting solutions for them and so on. This is all human approved, right? So as you sort of gain trust in the solution, you can approve it and so on. And then we've built upon that by providing by using the latest agentic and generative AI techniques to create this very sort of natural human conversation. So again, rather than having that sort of traditional kind of slightly more robotic back and forth with an IVR, it's a much more natural human conversation. The responses are in the order of about 1.5 seconds in the preview. We're actually looking to bring that down. Responses are obviously really critical in the voice channel, and we've done a lot of engineering work around that to help that. We're continuing to improve that. There are challenges, as I'm sure you're aware, with just response times from LLMs and so on, and so there are engineering challenges there. But we've really got it down to a point where the response time is very good, and we actually it's sort of it's interesting the question about playing a processing message rather than playing a processing message. If there's a bit of a time, what happens for the response to come back, the agent will actually say something like, we'll repeat what the question was, or say, I'm just looking that up. So we don't have the typing. We actually have the AI agent is actually saying something, much like a human would. I'm just looking that up. Just give me a second. And so it just gives you that very sort of natural back and forth. So we've just got in preview with that. We can put the link. I'll send the link, and so we can post that. Really encourage you to take a closer look at that.
Excellent. That's a fantastic answer. All right. Next question. If a Copilot agent is given a knowledge base and generative AI orchestration is active, is it possible for the agent to independently ask questions such as name or ticket number and autonomously set variables according to the instructions in a knowledge base? Or can the agent only provide answers? Well, this sort of question, I think, is probably best for someone who knows Copilot Studio as opposed to the contact center. I just so happen to be the person who covers Copilot Studio, so I think I can answer this one myself. The answer is yes. It can do more than just provide answers. A lot of it is in how you structure the agent. So you can structure the agent to collect specific variables generatively. So it can include information as part of the instructions where you would ask it to collect certain information, name, ticket number, and from there within the instructions, you can say, when collecting it, I'm going to set certain variables for it, and then you can operationalize the variables for it. So you can do that, and the reason why you would often do something like this is I think people have sort of fallen into the habit a little bit when they're defining agents of making them almost dumb agents. And when I say dumb agents, I mean in the sense that the same way you use ChatGPT, where no matter how vague the question you ask is, it'll always try and figure out a way to answer it. And then you end up with a somewhat vague answer, and it's really up to you to attempt to try and to ask clarifying questions. When really you could probably get a better overall experience if the agent says, I'm not entirely sure what you mean by this, but let's ask some more interrogative questions. And one of the things that you can do with Copilot Studio now is setting it up to ask for more clarification before delving into an answer. A lot of that is going to be based upon how you structure things like the topics, how you structure things like the instructions, and then how you structure how it interacts back with the person asking the question. So, great question, though. Great question. All right. Back to you, Edgar. Is there an overview of when Preview D365 Contact Center features will be released for general availability?
Yeah, so absolutely. So Microsoft provides a structured timeline for when things are going to be released within Dynamics Contact Center. And these are available on the release planner page. Lydia will send that over after. So we update that twice a year. So Wave 1, April through September, and then Wave 2, October through March. So that's where you'll be able to see new features that are currently in preview and when they're going to general availability. That will be your one-stop shop to see all of that for Dynamics Contact Center.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, Edgar. All right. We're down to the last 5 minutes. We still have 6 questions left. So we're going to rapid fire them and see if we can get through all of them. Let's see if we can pull it off. All right. Kos, is there a plan to combine contact center and customer service workspaces? If so, what's the schedule for it?
Yeah, no, this is a great question, and it's already should be in your environments now that both there's only two main apps that you'll see from if you have contact center or customer service enterprise. It's Copilot Service Workspace that crosses over customer service and contact center, as well as Copilot Service Admin Center that again crosses over both customer service and contact center. So we're all combining it. It's all Copilot Service Workspace or Copilot Service Admin Center.
Perfect. All right, next question, also for you, Kos. Will there be updates to enhance accessibility compliance in D365, including the contact center, to align with the latest WCAG 2.2 standards?
Yep, it's a great question. So our accessibility designs and all the work, we already support WCAG 2.2 standards. So we should be seeing that consistently in customer service and contact center. If you're seeing any gaps in there, please do raise that, let us know. But that is our standard we're using.
Perfect. And the final question, and Tom, you do the honors, is last but not least, right? Is a Copilot Studio license needed if you want to use an agent as an IVR?
All right, so I love licensing questions. So there's a subtle difference in our licensing and entitlement between voice and digital channels, specific to Copilot Studio. When you license the voice channel either through Dynamics Contact Center or Dynamics Contact Center Voice, Copilot Studio entitlement is included, and that allows you to author what I would refer to, as conversational AI, voice agents, and/or some people call them bots, voice bots, IVR applications, however you call them. We refer to them as voice agents. So you have the ability to do that. And what I mean by conversational AI capabilities with Copilot Studio, this includes speech recognition, natural language understanding, and text-to-speech. So assuming you're not using any generative AI, and whether that's for Conversation Booster or GenOrc or anything there, then you do not require any additional Copilot Studio licenses, all the entitlements there. If you want to augment your voice agent and use Conversation Booster for like generative answers for to get at knowledge and to play that back without a prescriptive response, then you do require some additional Copilot licenses for the messages that you would consume. So that's the little caveat on the voice channel. So it's required only if you're using generative AI and only for the generative AI messages that you would use. On the digital channel, so alternatively, if you're building digital messaging agents or messaging bots, you do require the addition of Copilot Studio licenses. So I wanted to just put that in there because there's a subtle difference. I know the question wasn't about digital, but I just wanted to, put that in there for completeness.
Perfect. Oh, actually, one more question just came in, also for you, Tom. The question is, will the Yankees make the playoffs this year?
Where's my magic 8-ball? I worry. Will the Mets make it? Will the Mets make it, Charles?
Of course they will. All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for participating in today's AMA. If you didn't already see it, check the Q&A to see all the relevant links that have been referenced by everyone on the team. I'd like to thank the entire contact center team. I miss you guys. I used to work the contact center team all the time. So it's really great getting to work with you all again and seeing how much the product has evolved since I was last there. So looking forward to the next AMA. And thank you, everybody on my team, for making this such a smooth AMA. And we're looking forward to hosting the next one. Take care, everybody.
Thank you so much, Charles, for being an amazing host.
My pleasure.
Plus one. Great host.
Awesome job.
Awesome.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
Thank you, folks.
All right,
Have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Thanks.